Hello viewers, welcome to your program Development Zone, where we celebrate achievers, unveil the core potential of our dear nation, and also celebrate those that have contributed immensely to the building of the country. Today on the program we'll be talking security, and we'll be chatting with Mrs. Emilia Csaszar. She is the MD, CEO of Marshall Star Securities Service Limited. Back with us.
Marshall Star Services Limited is a private guarding company. It's a Category A licensed security company. Of course, you know that all private security companies operating in Nigeria are being regulated by the NSCDC, who are empowered to license and grant security companies to operate in that private security domain. Marshall Star was incorporated in 2002 and licensed thereafter, and as we speak, we are deployed in over 24 states of the Federation, and we offer core security services including manned guarding services, escort and protocol. We do security risk assessment. We are also into access control surveillance systems and fire and safety equipment, sales and supply. Services Limited has her headquarters in Kaduna State. We also have a branch in the FCT and other core commercial centers in the Federation, including Lagos and Port Harcourt. The journey has not been easy because we know that security is serious business, and for you to be able to operate in this domain, you must know your business. So it's been hard work, perseverance, ensuring that we continue to standardize our processes and our people. It is my joy really to say that we are one of the elitist companies that have recently gotten their ISO certification, which is a seal of excellence, a stamp of standardized operations that is being given by SON for companies that have met their quality management policies in the area of their operations and the managing of their personnel and processes in their companies. So Marshall Star Services started with humble beginnings, but we did not rest on our laurels. We have grown from a Category B operating security company into a Category A company. So that shows that there has been a gradual progression in the growth and expansion of the company. It's not all about the profit margin, the Naira mark as they say. It is the values that the company holds so dear. We know that the government cannot provide for all of its citizens. Building capacity, ensuring that our youths and unemployed are built in the area of security service provision. We train, we employ, and we ensure that families are given sustenance through those that we have employed over the years. Having said that, the private security practitioning domain is not just existing in isolation. We have an association that oversees the activities and operations of all security companies that are licensed by the NSCDC that are operating in Nigeria, and that is the Association of Licensed Private Security Practitioners of Nigeria. I happen to be the vice president of that association. So it is from having facts and figures that I say that the contribution alone of the private security industry in the area of job creation, in the area of capacity building, in the area of collaboration and support to government agencies in fighting crime and other insecurities in the country cannot be overemphasized. We know that the primary responsibility of every government is to ensure that it provides security and enabling environment for its citizens to carry out their legitimate businesses. Having said that, we know that Nigeria is a vast country, a population of almost 200 million people. There is no government in the world that can police effectively by itself such a large human population without support from other stakeholders. So the truth remains that security is our collective effort as citizens of the country, as private security practitioners, as business owners. Everybody has to put hands on deck to collaborate, cooperate, and support government in the efforts they have done so far. We may say that we don't see, as human beings, we keep asking for more, that the government should do more. But there are areas of support as practitioners in the industry, private security companies. Through our regulators, we have made recommendations on how we can engage government, how they can use the resources that are inherent in the private security sector. Because again, from sheer boots on the ground, our personnel are deployed over in every local government in the Federation. We have a private security company that is operating in that space. So in terms of information gathering, intelligence gathering, and ensuring that there are people on the ground to report crime as they happen real time, the private security industry is a very viable area where government can look into to begin to engage properly if they have not been doing so as we speak, and to see how they can use this huge potential that is there in the private security sector to further enhance the security of our citizens in the country. Let us not just expect the government to do everything for us. As citizens of the country, be security aware of your environment, be conscious of your environment. See something, say something, because security is a collective effort. There is a framework actually. As a security practitioner, as a licensed security company, you are mandated to have a security report sent to the NSCDC, that's the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, who regulates the activities and operation of private security practitioners in the country. From the report that is being gotten from over 1,000 security practitioners, that is licensed companies, over 1,000, sending reports on a monthly basis to the NSCDC, you see there is the collation of information, collation of intelligence, which will be passed to the appropriate bodies. Again, we work with the police. We know that in Nigeria there is no private security company that is licensed to carry arms. So in the area of our operation where we need armed support, we are working with the police to ensure we get that service. So we report crime to the police, they effect arrests on our behalf, they respond to information and intelligence from the private security industry, and there has been a synergy. But having said this, there is still room for improvement because there must be proper engagements. The private security sector must be carried along, even as we are facing such huge security problems and challenges in the country. The government must not leave any critical stakeholder behind. We must be abreast of what is happening and how we can continue to support and collaborate and engage government in relevant areas to address the security challenges of our nation. Well, training is key to manned guarding, but I want us to have in mind that the services being rendered by private security companies alone is not about physical security, manned guarding. There are other areas of security that we are into. There are people into telematics, there are people into cash movement, there are people into equipment. There are a plethora of services that is being rendered under private security domain in Nigeria. But coming down to the manned guarding service that you say that requires training of your personnel, we have a template that is across board that we use, a training manual. How many hours a security guard is supposed to be trained, We have training institutes and academies that we use to train our guards. It's not only physical drills that is being carried out on these guards, ensuring that they know what it is that it takes to be a security guard on the field, because you must be physically fit, you must be sound in body and mind, and your psychological balance must be profiled to know that you are able to do security job. Apart from that, there is the theoretical work that you do in class that ensures that you are endowed with all it takes to be a professional security guard in the field. We have not taken that lightly because we know that standardizing the profession in Nigeria is about training, ensuring that the guards that are sent out in the field are endowed to deliver their security, roles and responsibilities in the most professional manner. Yes, the private guard industry in Nigeria is growing. We have come a long way, but we still have a longer way ahead of us, so to speak, because there are challenges in the industry. Although our regulators are helping us to mitigate these challenges, core among our challenges are the issue and the threat being posed by quack operators. These are security companies that are applying the trade without the relevant licensing. Because before you get a license, they will vet, the directors of the company through the SSS, so they know the people that are in security in Nigeria. It is very important because security is not just an all-commerce business. So when you have people that have not gone through this regulatory process and requirements of licensing, doing security job in the country is a challenge. Although the core NSCDC have collaborated with us severally to carry out joint task force to crack down on these quack operators. Secondly, the issue we have is the business environment. Right now, business is challenged, so to speak. So it affects the ability of our clients to pay for services that are rendered. So we have a huge debt profile. Many people are not able to pay for these services, and it leads to either you disengage loss of job on the part of the company and those people that are getting their sustenance from these services that is being rendered. Lastly, I would say amongst our challenges is the fact that the government is yet to recognize the role that private security industry should play in the state security architecture of the country. In other security climes, in other countries, America, the UK, we see that the government has outsourced most of their security functions to the private sector, and theirs is about protection of sovereignty of the nation. So every other thing that has to do with homeland security, 80% of it is being handled by the private security industry and the practitioners in their country. The government should begin to think like that, because as we speak today, those that are running private security companies in Nigeria are former law enforcement agents, they are generals, former retired generals, they are coming from all sectors of security, and these are seasoned veterans. They have now retired, but they are still engaged in the operations of security through setting up private security company. So when you leave this huge potential that you have inherent in private security sector in Nigeria, it is actually shortchanging the effectiveness the government will have in addressing security challenges. So it is my call to government to look into properly engaging private security practitioners. That sector is vibrant. It has a huge potential in terms of helping government address this issue of insecurity we have been facing as a nation. As a company, one of the achievements I would say we have had is to be able to transform a fledgling new security company into one of the foremost recognized private security company operating in the Nigerian shore today. We grew from our headquarters, Kaduna State, into being deployed in over 24 states of the Federation. Aside that, we have continued to improve our processes, our people, which has driven the organization, the strategic direction of the organization into aligning with the vision of standardization across board. We have recently gotten our ISO certification, which is a seal of excellence of saying that your processes, your people is able to operate in line with international best practices. Marshall SAR Services Limited can operate anywhere in the world because our people, our processes are streamlined to operate alongside international best practices. Furthermore, the fact that we create jobs, we build capacity, and we provide, that's what would I say, a bridge between what government can provide in terms of security for its people and what we as private security concern can avail to the public in terms of the protection of their lives and property, and we have been doing that effectively for the past 17 years. It's an achievement. Well, we have a core value. Our core value is the team. Teamwork, integrity, and professionalism. We also have a hard culture. Hard work, always on time, reward and recognition, and due diligence. These are the strategic direction of the company. And the mission of the company has been to provide professional security services and be a standardized company that is foremost in the provision of security company as a brand that can be trusted and tested in the country and internationally. So the team that we have put together, our management, our people, and our resources are managed in such a way that everybody is aligned to the strategic vision and the direction of the organization. So we cascade down, the objectives, the corporate objectives to our people, our personnel. They understand what their roles, what their action plans are towards ensuring that the strategic objective of the organization is achieved. Everybody is on the same page. We are working towards the same vision, and by the grace of God, we have been able to have, most of our aspirations and our successes come to pass. Well, Emilia Csaszar is a mother. She is a wife that hails from the middle belt of Nigeria. I'm actually from Edo State, and I've been in the security industry for as long as I can remember. As soon as I graduated from Ahmadu Bello University Zaria, my first degree, I went ahead to study, to have a master's degree in strategy and security administration from the foremost university in Nigeria, Nigerian Defense Academy. I also went back there for another master's degree in international relations and strategic studies. So I have 2 master's degrees in the field of security, and as we speak now, I'm pursuing a PhD in security and strategic studies from one of our institutions here in Nigeria. I am very committed to security practice. I do no other business. And because of that, I have this passion and drive to continue to develop myself, ensuring that through this I'm able to impact lives, because wherever there is no security, there can be no development. So it is my personal resolve to ensure that whatever it is and it will take to continue to contribute, my quota towards protecting of lives and properties in my own small way through what my company does, will continue to do so. Thank you so much.
Being a busy man that we know you to be, how do you balance office and family?
Well, in this regard, you have to be very, very careful, so that one does not suffer. But having an understanding husband, a family that is not too young, because my kids are all in the university. The home front is not taking too much from me. It's just my husband that supports me in what I do and has been there in the background cheering me on, ensuring that he gives me that stability I need as a wife, as a mother, as a business entrepreneur, to soar and do what I need to do part-time to ensure that I'm operating at maximal level at all times. My advice to Nigerians is to begin to see themselves as part of the solution to the problems that face us. Security, as I said at the beginning of this program, is a collective responsibility. I have traveled widely. I have seen no country that its citizens fold their hands and wait for their government to take care of their security issues single-handedly. You see them making calls. They are watchful, they are vigilant, they are security conscious. They ensure that they take their personal safety and security seriously. They don't leave anything to chance. I was opportune to go to Israel. The common taxi driver in the street is a security man. If he sees anything that is suspicious, he calls the security agencies to investigate. If he notices, new faces around, he calls to say, I have noticed this and this, please check it out. In the US, it's the same thing. Right from when you enter their country from the airport, you are under surveillance. And the government cannot do this on their own. As I've said, the security of our nation, Nigeria, behoves on everybody to have their hands on deck, to be able to partner with the government. If you notice, because the challenges we face, the issue of kidnapping, farmer herders clashes, banditry, armed robbery, other crimes, they are not being committed by aliens. They are committed by individuals in our society and communities. So when we see things that are going wrong and we don't report them, the government are not, they are not witches. They must act on information. We must continue to ensure that we partner with them to know how to give this information. Know your environment, know your community, know your neighbor, know where to call, who to reach out to if you see anything that is suspicious. Let us take our own security into our own hands and ensure that we become partners with government to addressing security challenges that faces us as a country. Marshall Star Services Limited is headquartered in Kaduna State Federation. Our head office address is number 1 Constitution Road, opposite former Operation Yaki Police Station, Kaduna. We have a branch office in the FCT at plot 495, flat 1, Mabushi by VIO. You can reach us on 081 13 999 880. I will take the contact number again. You can reach us at 0811 880. Thank you very much.
Welcome back. In a country where there is no security, there is no development. If you are looking for a good security outfit there, look out for Marshall Star Securities Service Limited. They are reliable. They give a high level of professionalism when it comes to the giving of service. Till I come here again, I remain your host, Joseph. Bye for now. Please do follow us on our social media platform for more updates and comments. On Facebook, Bolijo Media Communications Limited. On Twitter, BOJ_TV. On WhatsApp, 0703-477-8568. Our email, bolijomedia@yahoo.com. For more updates from BOJ TV, kindly click on the subscribe button and the notification bell sign beside.